Everybody, welcome back. We're doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the concept of min-maxing. How important is it? I guess maybe we'll cover how you do it. We're going to look at a little bit of the changes that I made last night, the last few nights. I want to give a big shout out to some of the players I play with, specifically in my alliance. I try to do certain things in game with min-maxing, looking at stats. What I tend to end up doing is do something, then wait a while, and then have a bunch of stuff, and then I do something. And last night was sort of that, had a bunch of stuff, and it just happened organically. It's one of the things I actually really love about the players I play with in my alliance specifically. I mean, we were on voice until, man, it's been, I mean, it's granted it's the holidays, but until 2 in the morning, I think. So, and we were just looking at what I had, what I could build, and we went through a whole bunch of things to try to just tweak up a little bit here and there to make my character just a little bit stronger, find ways to do it. Is there a way to do certain things? Because I got to a point where I had a card and I'm like, should I do something with this card? And we ended up finding, why don't you do something with that card instead? It would open up did. And all those did happened. So anyway, we're going to walk through that a little bit. Again, min-maxing, the concept, etc. Maybe some of you don't even know what it necessarily means, but anyway, we're going to do that. So if you're new to the channel, check out the link in the description below to the Discord. That is the best place to sort of chat. I personally, if you've not used Discord, love it. It's a great gaming, or really any sort of platform chat that you can use. A lot of gamers use it. It's fantastic. Hammer down the like button, click notification bell, subscribe, all that sort of thing. All right, let's check it out.
Bring me WolverThor!
So first. All right, so last night, the thing that I was looking at was my cards. And what I was sort of leaning towards doing is, let's see here. I was leaning towards bringing up a Black Widow card. So this one here you can see is sort of a mixed. This card doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a PvE card or does it want to be a PvP card? And I'm personally of the opinion that you want one or the other. If you mix them, you're gonna fall short. You're not gonna be as high as you can be in each game mode. And currently in this game, I'd say PvP is the real end game at the moment. There's certainly dark zone bosses that you want to get down quickly, but outside of that, you know, the invasions, they're not crazy hard. They're just, I mean, if with a good crew, you can go in there and sort of nuke some stuff down. If you don't have a good group, it is definitely hard. So anyway, my point is that I wanted to bring this, you know, bring another one of those up because that was I know I tried to bring this one up. This is just a weird card. Like it's just, what is this exactly? It doesn't really fit anywhere. The rarity's not bad. The exclusive stat's good, but you know, and if I needed to change it, but it's not going to get rid of the other card. And I just happened during Black Friday deals, I got another Widow card. So it's at 5, and I was thinking, you know what? I'm going to roll this one to 6 and see where it lands. It's either going to be a PvE card or a PvP card, hopefully. But we were looking, and at the time, I had this Captain America card here at 4 stars. And we were just talking, I think it might have been Rico, and Rico was like, why don't you do that one? And at the time, when I was looking at these cards here, I didn't have this card equipped. All 4 of these did. I had a MODOK card equipped, which I still have. This one here, and because I liked it because it has defense pierce, and I needed that defense pierce to get to the defense pierce cap, and it had a good bonus stat at the time. And I was like, I don't want to re-roll that because it's not going to stick, but this is a good 5-star card. I'm going to keep it. And then on this side, where the Red Skull one was, I had this card. So between those 2 cards, it was all about defense pierce. Now, this one wasn't getting me any additional stat, and obviously the MODOK one wasn't either, because the difference between these regular cards, or the rare cards, and the special cards is on the special card, you get an additional bonus stat, right? So, and if you look at this one, this is 1 attack, a bonus stat of defense pierce, and an exclusive stat of defense pierce. So it was kind of like, well, depending what this Captain America rolls up to, because the Captain America card is an attack card. So Rico sort of started saying, hey, you know, that if depending how that rolls, you might be able to have another special with another stat on it. I was like, you know what? You're right. So we rolled it up to 5, or to 6 rather. And I think it was 1 rarity, and the stats were super villain damage decrease and max damage rate, I think is what it was. And it was just like, I mean, we all sort of just laughed when we were looking, because I was streaming it to the Discord and just sort of showing what, you know, what I was doing there. And we all kind of laughed and we're just like, that's about as bad as a card you can get. That at least it's, you know, if you decide to re-roll it, you can. So immediately, Rob, one of my good friend alliance mates here, who's, I'm sure many of the Omega Fight folks know, immediately said, use this to re-roll into that, or you got to use that re-roll. And Rob, love him, but no, you know, I was like, no, I'm not, come on, do it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Tried hard. And I was like, no. So I just started looking around, and we spent time trying to figure out, like, all right, what can we do? What other cards were there that I could use to re-roll it? And I was going, okay, so started from and this is where the min-maxing idea comes in, right? So you start playing around, you start going to your hero info. All right, well, take off this card, check your stats, scroll around, like what's where, you know, trying to figure all these things out. Okay, look at your badges. What's this badge? Okay, well, look at your head. All right, well, you've got 2 defense pierce there. You're going to eventually nano that some more. That's going to get you some more defense pierce from that. It might not be capped now, but it will be soon when you get a nano that. So you start looking at all of these different things, right? And I even started going to the point where I started changing some of my my cores around. Now, normally I have a lot more green cores, but you know, last night we started combining. I actually forgot Cookies was gonna kill me. I forgot that I had a bunch of badges on one of my alts that I dumped there that we could use to dump or to crunch. So I crunched some, and I ended up getting rid of this one, which would add 2 greens, which is great, it's fine, into this one, which I was kind of like, all right, 2 reds to get a little bit more crit rate. The dodge is the same. The crit damage decrease, always want to get more of that if possible. Status effects resistance is nice, but I'd rather have crit damage decrease personally. So, but I lost those 2 green cores. Well, then I went over to this one, and it was like, oh, well, I could put these 2 in here. And I think I had, at first, actually, I had, I believe, this core. And it was sort of like, okay, the yellow sort of stinks, and then I switched into this one, which was lower, but it had a green and a red. So I was like, well, and I got this, even though this is a level 100, it has 2 green cores. Now, in my opinion, badges are all about the cores. Cores. I will take the good cores on these with bad bonus stats all day long, unless like HP recovery over crit damage or something like that, then maybe not. But you want the cores. So I ended up putting these 2 green cores. I switched the old 2 green ones to this one, and then pulled up this one and got 2 crit rates on it. So you start tinkering around with all these things and trying to figure out what to fill in, and you start figuring out what to do with cards, etc. So as I was playing with that and looking at stats, it was like, all right, take that card off. Okay, do this. All right, that made your crit damage go to this, you know, and my crit damage in this set used to be like 250. My crit rate was, I think, 58%. My defense pierce was capped, but only by like maybe 1% or 2. And then my PvP damage decrease was capped, but it was over by like 9%. And my PVT damage increase was down at like, I don't know, 40% maybe, or 50%. So basically what I was doing is shifting all these things around. My PvP damage decrease, I lost about 4, 5, 6, 7%, whatever it was. Damage, I increased by like almost 20%. My crit damage, I increased by like 30 or 40%. My crit rate, I increased by at least 5 or 6%. And if I can get some good cores on these badges, as you can tell, like I don't even have good cores on. They're 4-star cores. I cannot get a good core roll for the life of me. And I even crunched some. So we start playing with all those numbers. And it was all started by looking at these cards and going, okay, and then even bringing this one up. So what I did is I re-rolled it and got this, where I was like, okay, now I've got double defense pierce on this and dodge. So remember before that Thor card that I had? So the Thor card that I had was this one. Attack, defense, pierce, defense, pierce. The attack was 7.9 and then a total of 16.8, okay? A little bit more attack, a little bit more defense pierce, and I get almost 9% dodge on it. So I might be able to like sneak another dodge in there somewhere where someone's attacking me and just randomly get a dodge. That'd be great. So it's like, okay, that now works. But then it was like, all right, what's the next card to bring up? Now, I already actually had this one, but it had PvP damage decrease on it. So I needed some more defense pierce. I needed some more crit damage, but the PvP damage decrease was too high. It was like 8 or 9% over cap. So I just put this one on a different character and re-rolled the exclusive or transmuted the exclusive until I could get it to a Black Widow PvP damage increase. And I got 12% on it. And I was like, you know what? There we go. That's what I was looking for as best I could do while I'm waiting to nano. And look, these cards aren't the best. Like I said, this Black Widow card, she doesn't know what she wants. So the next thing I'll probably do is bring up this Black Widow card, right? I'm going to bring it up, see what's up with it, and kind of figure it out from there. The Star-Lord card, this is pretty good. It's not, the rarity could be better, but that's pretty good. You know, so that's where you start playing this card. I'm never touching this. I wish I could pay money to increase the rarity. I hope at some point they say, you can just lock it. You know what? This week, we're going to allow you to just re-roll rarity. That's all you're going to do. It could be 1, it could be 6, it could be 7. I'd pay $30 to re-roll this rarity. Would I? I don't know. I'd be fine doing it 10. It depends. If it was just a rarity, yeah, I think I'd do it, right? I mean, how many of you would do that? I think I would, just to try to get it to be a little bit better. So I was tinkering around with all that stuff nonstop. You know, you try to get a couple builds. I'm in battle right now. It doesn't really matter, but same concept for a PvE build, PvP build. I crunched a bunch of different cards together, you know, to try to, and I've even got another 4-star Widow that I could bring up. I forgot about that one, but you know, I've got this 5 here. Black Friday really was like, man, I mean, I didn't spend much for a while. And then I think on Black Friday, I was just like, you know what? I really like this game. I'm down to spend on deals like this that make me actually feel like my character is improving. And it did. I mean, since Black Friday, I've got a bunch more cards. I've got a bunch more gear that I've got that I was able to crunch and nano into things. So, and then I was able to do the min-max thing where I was coming in here and playing with these. And I actually feel really good about this. Just stumbled onto a decent like gun. I was like, all right, that's good. So I've got some decent stuff there. Would love 3 crit damage decreases, but I'm going to take that. So, and as I work through the game, I might get a drop somewhere that might make me reshift things. That's also one more reason Rob was going to try to, I mean, I think both Rico and Rob were like, you know, crunch this one, crunch the Thor card. And I was like, no. Why do you have that card? Like, why do you have this card? You know, and like, for instance, I'll show you guys. And this is my line of thinking. So I go over here and they're like, why do you have this card? Why? It's max damage rate. And I'm like, you know what? In my mind right now, max damage rate at some point might matter somewhere. It might. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I just want to leave this. It's double max damage. It's only a 5-star, but I'm going to leave it there for now. And if I ever roll it to 6, okay, you know, maybe I need it for some game mode or something. You know, I've got this in storage. I typically throw this onto an alt if I'm, you know, leveling, because it's just sort of like, it's okay, it's decent. But again, you know, that's, I save these things for sort of a, who knows what's going to happen. A lot of these are max damage rate or super villain damage or, you know, crit damage because I'm a Widow, that sort of thing. So anyway, that was what I've done recently for my min-maxing. I want to know how you guys sort of approach this. I keep talking about the ladder approach. As you go up on one, you come down on the other. As you go up on one, you come down on the other. As you go up on one, so that's the way you really got to look at stats and climbing in this game. You are climbing a ladder. You're going up a little bit and down a little bit. Up a little bit, down a little bit. So you just got to make sure to save some of that stuff. And I love you, Rico and Rob, but I'm going to tell everybody, don't just crunch something because you're going to use it. You're not using it right now. It might. One more example I'll share with you guys. maybe you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I ended up getting this. I had some 6 reds on a set, a non-regional set that I wasn't gonna use anymore, and I sort of, and then now I guess I could have transmuted to someone else for leveling. That would have been smarter. Granted, they don't let you do that right away, so maybe not. But I ended up rolling 4 crit damage on this, and I was kind of like, I'm gonna keep this because at some point I might really want this. I might really like this for a certain set. You know, I don't know. So anyway, that's what I got for now. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Feel free to share with your alliance mates, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, grandma, grandpa, cousins, neighbors, whatever. Anyway, all that kind of thing. Discord link, description below. Hammer the like button, click notification bell, subscribe if you like. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.